why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about Jak's Bakery.
Thank you. I'm Molly Freedman Latinova.
And I'm Jak, Zhelyazko, but everybody calls me Jak. And I'm from Bulgaria.
And we, together we own Jak's Bakery here in Bloomfield. We've been in business in Pittsburgh for about 5.5 years, but recently opened a storefront about 7 months ago after doing farmers markets and pop-ups for all of that time.
Yeah, I think I met you guys at the farmer's market first. I can't believe it's only been 5 years. It seems like so long ago. But yeah, congratulations on the storefront.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, well, a couple of those years were during lockdown, so those count for like 15 or 20.
Oh my God, that's right. There's that big gap.
Yeah. It felt like a lot longer.
Blank in the world. That's weird.
Yeah.
So
we had time to work on planning and getting this place kind of how we wanted it, and we opened it at the end of 2023. Yeah.
Well, it's adorable. I love it. And I've been in here a couple times, but tell me a little bit about Jak's Bakery and how it came to be.
So I've had a bakery in my country for 20 years, and when I moved here, the easiest thing for me was to start as a baker, because I didn't speak any English at the beginning. It was easy just to be night shift in the bakery. You know what you're doing when you're baking. It's easy. You don't need many languages there. It's all the same everywhere. Actually, it wasn't quite the same, because everything here is in different kind of measures and temperatures, and I had to walk with the phone around to translate everything, but pretty much it's easy and the same. So when I moved here, I started Pitt University as a baker and started learning English at the same time. And a couple of years later, we decided just to try a couple of pop-ups and see how it goes. She was more confident that the Bulgarian baked goods will go well in Pittsburgh. I wasn't that sure, because it's America. Nobody eats Banitsa here. Everybody likes donuts and muffins, but apparently Pittsburgh is a really good place for ethnic food.
Yeah. So what made you move to the U.S.? You had a bakery there, and I'm assuming it was,
I did. I made it. So our kids were born in Bulgaria. I was living there, and our kids were born there. And when my older daughter was about school age, 3.5, ready for preschool, we decided to come to the States so that she would have access to more services. She has a disability, and having access to services within the school system was important, and access to Children's Hospital and more medical professionals. Pittsburgh we chose because I had gone to grad school here and I loved it, and I knew it wasn't too big. He's from a pretty small place in Bulgaria, so a big city like New York or DC, where I'm from, I think would have been a lot coming with little kids, and no money. And so we chose Pittsburgh. There's also a Bulgarian community here, so we knew that there would be at least people we could hang out with, and he could hang out with. So that was really the reasoning behind Pittsburgh. Affordable and approachable, and good for having starting out. And it was a great place to like raise our kids, and they're really little. They're tweens now, so it's still a great place. And then once we got connected to the Bulgarian club in Homestead, and people found out he was a baker, they started making requests for his pastries because
of course.
They're really specific things that you just can't get at any other bakery. So people were asking him to make the phyllo dough pastries for special events. They were asking, for like catering orders, and at some point it just got to be so much that we thought, okay, we have to make it real now instead of just on the side.
Wow. Yeah. So that must have been a really hard decision to leave your bakery. How long did you have your bakery in Bulgaria?
At this point, I had it for 15 years, and then when we moved here, I had it for another 7 years.
Yeah, he kept it running constantly.
I kept it running.
Oh, okay.
My parents were there at this time, and I had a manager who was doing most of the production supervising. So it wasn't that big of a deal for me not to be there.
Yeah.
I wasn't do much. I didn't do much when I was there. After the kids were born, I was focusing mostly on like finding services for our older daughter and kind of going around. Also trying to graduate my university degree at this time as well. So it was a journey.
Yeah, I bet. So you came here, you started baking at your house, I'm guessing, for the Bulgarian club, or did you have...
No, he used the kitchen at the Bulgarian club. They have it's like a social club that has a certified kitchen and a bar, and they do events there. So we were able to rent the kitchen.
Yeah, we really appreciate all the help that we got, because at the time when I started using the kitchen, they didn't rent it to other people yet, but then because I'm Bulgarian and I was kind of doing something that is very, very traditional Bulgarian at this time, trying to spread more of the Bulgarian cuisine in Pittsburgh, they said, okay, maybe it's a good idea to try it, and they let me using it downstairs, which I really appreciate. And now 5 years later,
we outgrew it. Yeah, he outgrew it. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good setup. But making Banitsa is very messy. There's no way that could happen in our kitchen. I wouldn't.
Okay,
I
haven't made it, so yeah. I don't know. I'll have to get some.
It requires a lot of space and a lot of sunflower oil, actually.
Wow. Okay. All right. So, what made you become a baker? Are there bakers in your family, or is it?
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm the first generation. To be honest, I don't know. But everything in my life happened just naturally. I'm fortunate. Most of the people, they don't know what they want to do with their life, and I always kind of, okay, just go with the flow, and everything works out very well. So at this point, I'm very lucky. I've never wondered what I want to do. I just keep doing something always.
So when you were a kid, did you have a dream of having a bakery?
No.
Oh, okay.
I wanted, one of my dreams was, my stages was to be a driver on a garbage truck. I was fascinated with these machines, and the other one was to drive one of these big for the pavements, for the roads. How it's called?
I don't know, the big rolling machines that put down the asphalt.
Oh yeah. Just have
that was,
machine.
It's like I can watch them like hours. It was like so fascinating for me. I was so excited, but everything started. I don't even remember how old I was. My neighbor. So she's like my second mom. In Bulgaria, the neighbors are very close. Here the neighbors are close, but over there it's like they just come in your house without even knocking on the door. They just enter.
It's a village.
It's always open.
Raises the kids and
if our washer, I remember our washer was broken, we would use the washer of my neighbor for a week or two until it's fixed. It's like just sharing. If you don't have milk, you just go to the refrigerator. That's how it works. You don't even ask. It's like you just go there. So I don't remember how old I was when she introduced me.
If the neighbor ran out of milk too, and
then you go to the next neighbor.
Yeah. They need tomatoes.
Someone's got to buy milk.
Yeah.
They need tomatoes. They will come to our garden. We need cucumbers. We will go to their garden. It's like community thing. So
love it.
She started doing this kind of a donut house. It's like a frying dough. It's very easy. It's a very basic recipe: yogurt and eggs and flour, and you scoop them in the frying oil. And I was obsessed with these ones to eat them. So at some point she got tired doing them all the time, and she taught me how to do it on my own, so I can leave her alone. And that's how it started, everything. Yeah.
And then you went to school for it.
That was way later. I mean, I was doing different cakes and coffee breads, coffee cakes.
Coffee cakes?
Coffee cakes, yeah. So, and then I went to school.
How old were you?
So in Bulgaria, I went to. It's basically a high school, but it's a little bit different. So in Bulgaria, you have an option in high school to have this kind of like a trade school here. Basically, you go for a profession in the high school system.
Like their technical school.
Technical
Yep.
school.
Yeah.
So
Which
basic.
I am a big fan of, and think
Yeah.
we should
Oh, yeah.
have more of it
Oh,
here
yeah.
because
That's,
college is rough, man.
Yeah.
That is completely different topic. How
Yeah.
we
So
have
you were 15 when you started?
I was 15 when I went to school, and 40 years education. Most of the time, because also was a kind of very rough years, 1995-6 in Bulgaria. The country was just broke again and completely out of money and all this kind of stuff. The school was trying to survive, so most of the time, everything what we bake at school will be for production, not just training and just waste it. You have to make it to sell it. So the school will kind of fundraise itself. It was interesting times, and but I'm glad. It's not like you don't care what you're doing, because they will keep reminding you, no, this one has to go for sale. You have to make it right. You have to do this one and this one. So it was good. I like it. I learned a lot of things. Then right after school, I started. For a couple of months, I started in different bakeries in my town and in on the Black Sea. People has this seasonal jobs over there, so I started for a couple of months over
like
there
an
as well.
apprenticeship?
Yeah, I mean it was like 19 years old, just graduated. And I went for the interview for this bakery, and she said, "Can you do 1,000 of the Banitsas?" And sure, I can do everything. It's like, very quickly, I realized how much is 1,000 Banitsas. It's like, yeah, we do the 1,000 Banitsas at school, but we're 13 people at school. No, it's different
And
when
it's
you're doing
just
stuff,
you.
and it's different when you're just you. So yeah, and you're running for a 6 or 8 hour shift. It's like. So yeah.
Did you say? Well, you didn't give me a time frame for. Can I?
Yeah,
I
did you
can
do it?
1,000, but it might take me a week.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's a
it was a
challenge.
good experience and challenge, and then I went back to my town, started in a bakery over there for a couple of months before I had to go to the army, because in Bulgaria at this time was mandatory, so I had to spend 1 year in service. And yeah.
Did they enlist you in baking and the service?
No, I was artillery.
Oh.
They didn't even put me in the kitchen, even washing dishes. They just put me in the artillery. I don't know.
That's way different.
Yeah. So, and I hate guns, so it's interesting.
Oh man, yeah. It must have been
A long
rough.
year.
That is. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so back to, so you moved here and you got asked to make some stuff, some Bulgarian pastries, and what sort of things did you start out with?
We started basic things first. A few kifas and a few banitsas.
Banitsa is the phyllo pastry that like any Bulgarian who has left Bulgaria misses immediately, I think, or because there's just not an approximation here, really. So that's the thing that people were requesting, and then
So that's great. So
also
you're bringing
And the-
nostalgic
Yeah.
memories back.
And the first couple pop-ups were in at the Bulgarian club or a coffee shop nearby. At least at this time there was a coffee shop near the Bulgarian club. So
2019.
2019,
Yeah.
yeah. So we did a couple of these ones and see how it goes. Then we did the Easter breads.
Yeah, we did orders for Easter breads because that's another thing that also it's nostalgic. It's something. It's a very strong tradition. Bulgarian families always have these braided breads for Easter, and they buy a lot to share with others and have for that during that week. And I think when we sent out an email or something like that and got a huge response, we did that, and then I think it was the same year that you started doing a farmer's market or two.
Yeah, once when we started the pop-ups, we saw there is some potential. We signed up for the couple of farmers markets. The first year we did the Kerik, and we tried even Larimar.
When you are new, it's hard to get into the farmers markets. So there's you could be a trial basis or a part-time vendor, and so just little by little, and then having to explain every single pastry every single time because nobody knew what they were. So a lot of it was just educating people and convincing them to try something new. And now we have, quite a following. People know what it is, and we still have to explain what everything is when there's a new customer, but a lot of times it's people are they're coming back, so they already know what we have.
Anything I've tried has been just amazing. What is the main religion in Bulgaria?
Orthodox Christian.
Bulgarian Orthodox.
Bulgarian.
So you mentioned Easter bread, so I'm assuming that there are all kinds of holidays associated. Does that line up with Christmas and the Easter that we celebrate here?
They're a little bit different timing. The dates are not the same, and Easter's the biggest one. So that's the one that we do the biggest baking for, and we bake for other holidays, but mostly it's Easter, a little bit of Christmas. We've sort of brought some of the stuff that's done in Bulgaria, but Easter is the really big one that everybody's looking for very specific breads. And then New Year's Eve is another big one we do.
I bet you kind of have two Easters,
we do,
two Christmases.
We do.
Sometimes it's just one because they align the same day.
Depends on the year.
Depends on the year.
This year they were 5 weeks apart. So we did the whole run up, all the advertising, getting all the orders, all of the preparations. Do one Easter, we did it. That was the one at the end of March, and then 5 weeks later we did it all over again.
Yeah, that had to be great for you guys.
Yeah, it's good for business.
We don't complain.
Yeah, neat. I like that.
Yeah.
So what were you doing over in Bulgaria?
So I was in Bulgaria as a Peace Corps volunteer, and I was stationed in Jak's hometown, which is called Harmonly, and I was teaching English. So for the first 2 years that I was there, that's why I was there. And then after my Peace Corps service ended, we had already gotten together, but I came back to go to school, to go to grad school. So we did the long distance thing, and then I kind of went back and forth for a little while, and then we ended up starting our family in Bulgaria. So it was kind of back and forth for about 7 years.
Did you speak Bulgarian?
I did. I
That's why I didn't speak any English.
You didn't speak English because she was so good.
So she had a perfect, better Bulgarian than some Bulgarians.
Good for you.
Yeah.
She's good with languages.
The Peace Corps has a very intensive training module. So the first 11 weeks that I was in country, we had 4 hours of language class a day, plus teaching practicum. And I was living with a host family in a village, basically outside the capital, and they spoke a little bit of English, but I really wanted to learn it, so I asked them to help me learn Bulgarian, and they did. But then when I got to his town, which is a little bit bigger than where I initially was, I couldn't really find people to speak English to at that point, so that it was
even I didn't speak
And
English.
what year was this?
This was in 2007. So my service was 2007 to 2009. And there were plenty of people who spoke English in his town. It was just they were all nervous to speak to a native speaker, and because I had picked up enough Bulgarian in the first few months to be able to converse, and do grocery shopping and things. That became the default. At school, I was teaching English to little kids at school, so that was when I used English. But the rest of the time, I felt like it was just immersion, and I didn't have a lot of people to speak English to. So so that's how we that's how we met because a teacher at my school was his neighbor, and he'd known her his whole life. One of those neighbors that he probably took milk from in the refrigerator, and she introduced us, and that's how we met.
Just like a random introduction, or was she just like, I got a guy for you?
No, she. At the school, I was one of the youngest people there, and everybody had kind of different, schedules and lifestyle. They all had families, and so it was hard to socialize. It was hard to meet people my own age, and I was in my mid to late 20s, 2007, 2009, and she recognized that I was pretty lonely and started taking me to her. Was it like an aerobics class or something? And then I would go to a dance class with her, and I was starting to meet other people. This was after 8 months of being there. So it was like the dead of winter. I think it was pretty clear that things were hard. I was living on my own, and so I started socializing a little bit with her, and she invited me over for dinner. And going somewhere as a guest in Bulgaria is kind of a thing, and we had learned about it during my training. Like, you always bring something, you don't show up empty-handed, and there's all these kind of customs that we had practiced and learned so that you don't make a faux pas or do anything wrong. And when I showed up at her house, instead of inviting me up to the dining room, she met me at the door and said, "You're coming with me," and she took me to his house instead. So I think that there was some planning involved, but neither one of us had any idea. So
it was a blind date.
I guess so, yeah. But and there was a group. I mean, his house was the kind of house, like, as he mentioned, there were always just people around in the backyard, especially in the summer, having dinner outside, and people just come and go and sit around under the like the arbor and just be there all night. And so it was a gathering, but I think it was.
I can't tell.
I think
it
was
a
planned.
date. No, I don't think it was a date. And
I think she wanted me to meet people my own age.
Usually we do that all the time. We just hang out in the backyard, having drinks, and there is always somebody else is coming that you never expected to show up. And I don't know. For me, it was something normal and natural.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Have a random American show up in the backyard in the little village.
But when you fell in love with, so that was different.
Yeah, it worked
that
out.
Wasn't that time.
It worked out. Yeah. She says that we have a lot to thank her for. So, when we see her now.
Do you guys get back very often?
And not that often,
No, we've been going almost every year for the last few years, and we kind of.
You've been more than I've been. The kids and I have been back twice since we moved. So you've been there a couple more times.
I've been there more times, yes, for sure.
Yeah, I'd like to go again. They're old enough now that they're starting to kind of want to visit more, remember it a little bit. The first time we went, they were really little, and I don't think they remember going back. We left when they were really little, so they don't have much memory of that time. But the beaches are great, so I'd like to take them to the beach. I was working with little kids, and it was great. They were very sweet. It was hard, and I would see the teachers every day. But as I said, like having that generational difference. School would end at 2:30 or something, and they would all leave and go be with their families, or some of them went to second jobs. And I didn't have any of that, and it took me a little while to realize that in the afternoon is when you go home and rest when it's really hot, and then you come back out later. That took me a couple months to figure out. So I would be trying to do things in the afternoon, and the streets are empty. I didn't know what was going on, but figured it out eventually.
Cool. Yeah, it's hard being a foreigner, but at least you spoke the language. That's good.
Yes, that helped. That definitely helped. I think there were a lot of volunteers in my group that I think in places, larger cities, or if they were teaching older students who already had some English, they didn't maybe have to learn Bulgarian. It felt like survival for me. Otherwise I would have spent all of my time in the apartment.
Yeah.
So, to be able to go out and sit outside with the neighbors in the evening, that first summer that I was there was really important, because I think it would have just been even harder to not be able to communicate at all. So it that was motivation to learn it.
Yeah, definitely. Tell me like the basic premise of Bulgarian pastries.
Which one? The bread related or the sweet related? Because in Bulgaria, baking is separate on sweet ones that are like baklava, cakes, confection baking, and then you have the bread baking, and then you have a bread baker. It's just for bread and nothing. So you have 3 different types. Usually, everything what I do here, we do it just these pastries, the bread rolls, the filo dough pastry, the sweet ones. We do it in the bakery like mine that I had in Bulgaria, and then you have the bakeries that produce only breads, in mass production, in a big amount.
And then a bakery that has only cakes.
And then the bakeries that has only
right,
cakes and nothing else. It's like cakes and pedifers and baklava and all this kind of stuff. So I specialize mostly. I learn about everything, but I specialize mostly on the ones that are the hand-pulled filo dough and kind of bread rolls related.
Yeast dough.
The yeast
Sweet
dough.
and savory yeast dough, yeah.
That's what I remember about your displays. It's a bunch of like sort of risen, sort of bun kind of things.
Yes.
Filled with stuff, and it's you can't see inside.
And,
so you're looking at it like
and sweet
you
and
gotta tell me
savory.
what
And
you
sweet
got.
and savory. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think that becomes more like a specialty of our bakery here in Pittsburgh, that people are impressed we have a savory pastries. It's like they missed it, and especially the Eastern Europeans who lives in Pittsburgh, they really enjoy having this option now. So
Well, it's reminiscent of the pepperoni roll, which West Virginia, Appalachian has their version of the pepperoni roll, or maybe that's where it originated. I don't know. I haven't interviewed anybody about the history of that roll. We should do that. But anyway, that's what it kind of reminds me of. Some of yours with the savory, and then the sweet. I guess I'm more used to it being like with the sweet stuff, like the cream cheese or whatever, like on top instead of wrapped into.
And
it is different.
And the sweet dough generally here, it's like more puffy, more like airy and easy, soft. And in Bulgaria, it's kind of a little bit more dense. Generally, we had this Bulgarian standard during the communism, and you had these big books to produce everything because it was big manufacturers. And so when I was at school, we will study based on these standards that were created over the years. When I went back to these books, I can see that actually my pastries, you have to consume them up to 48 hours after they're baked. Up to total. Nobody in Bulgaria sells these pastries in the next day. That's not how it works. You produce everything this morning and you sell it to the customers, and everybody when they go to work, they just stop by and go up. It's like here people stop at McDonald's for coffee and breakfast. In Bulgaria it's the same, but they just stop for Boza, which is a specific drink, and Banitsa in the morning.
Boza.
It's a one drink that there is no American that likes it so far. It's a wheat fermented drink. I love it.
A fermented wheat drink. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not kvass, which I think some people have heard of.
No.
It's like
It's weird.
a shake almost consistency, and it's sweet and fermented at the same time.
And does it have oat bits in it?
It's just wheat. It's like fermented
wheat.
wheat.
Sorry.
yeah.
I thought it's
wheat. It's like a thick.
So you make it with like.
We don't make it, but yeah,
We don't make
It is made.
It is made.
It is made basically.
It is
You
made
kind
with
of
flour or like
bake
ground wheat.
the flour in the pan, and then you mix it with water and start stirring. It's like
Okay.
yeah.
And then you ferment it overnight, and then you serve it in the morning.
It's not overnight. It's I think the fermentation process is a little bit longer.
I think it takes a little while.
Yeah.
It's not somebody.
I didn't specialize in this drink.
It's
but
not something most people make at home nowadays. Like it would be produced in a brewery, basically a Boza brewery. Because it's it's hard to make like a small amount. I think I'm sure at one point people made it at home. They must have, right? And then it
I don't
became
know.
more of a.
But this one is
Mass-produced.
all Bulgarians loves it, and I haven't met an American who even is close to like it.
An acquired taste for sure.
Interesting. Does anyone here make it in
There is one guy who is making Boza in Ohio, and we'll see. Hopefully, we'll get some. But for now,
Yeah, the market is just Bulgarians, right?
Yeah.
So it's you have to have enough people who are either willing to try it or enough Bulgarians around you to sell it. Otherwise, 'cause it really is a very specific taste that not many people trying it for the first time are able to appreciate.
Since you're the only person here that I know that is American that has tried it. What did you think?
It's not good.
No?
I mean, they say it's very healthy for you. So, it has. I mean, I like kombucha and other fermented drinks. There's just it just it tastes like sourdough smells almost because it's yeasty and fermented.
It's got the funk.
So I mean maybe if I really tried I could get accustomed to it, but I was more interested in the pastries that are much better tasting than the drink.
Yeah.
But you like it.
Yeah, I mean that's how we grow up. You don't even think about it. Do you like it or not? It's just part of your culture. Like everybody asks me what is my favorite pastries, and the thing is, the Banitsa is the one that I don't even think if it's my favorite or not. It's just if I have it, I'll eat it for sure. It's like by default. I don't even think. Do I like it? It's just.
Something you eat.
It's like a breeding. Do you think when you breed? No. It's like if you see Banitsa, you have to eat it. That's how we grow up.
Well, it is tasty though, so it's a good
I was telling my customers, so the one that we have with the Banitsa, it's more like I try to make an association with the grandma style. So when I was growing up, my grandma, we had this wood burning stove in the house to cook and heat up the house, and she would make the dough and she would leave it on the side overnight to rise, to proof. It was dough with yeast, and in the morning she would wake up very early and she would just stretch it on a very thin sheets, put some cheese, roll it up, and put it in a pan like a big pie, and just bake it. By the time we wake up, we have a fresh baked Banitsa, and the whole house smells like heaven.
That is amazing.
I mean, it is amazing,
Yeah.
but that's how we grow up. Every day, fresh Banitsa. You don't eat the Banitsa 3 days later. You don't refrigerate stuff. And I know a lot of customers keep telling me that my stuff freeze and refrigerate very well, but still, eat it fresh.
You're like, no!
Eat it the day of.
Now we have a storefront. Come every day.
There's no reason to freeze.
I went a couple of times to France and Belgium. My cousin was living in both places, and just the culture in generally in Europe to the pastries is different than here. Here, you got them as a treat. You got them on the weekends. You don't think that the baked goods are something that it's for breakfast, for your daily breakfast. At least I have the impression that people like to treat themselves with the pastries, not feed themselves with the pastries. That's kind of different understanding of bakeries.
It's a
People
whole
are
different
afraid.
culture here.
People are afraid of bread here.
That's in the last, I would say, 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
We didn't used to be afraid of it.
Yeah.
Were we always afraid of bread? I don't think so.
No.
I think
And a lot of pastries here are like much bigger and much more loaded with sugar. Like our stuff is not actually too sweet. I think it's
yes,
not cake.
I like that about.
And it's not cupcake. So we say pastries, yes, but it's not necessarily like overkill. It's well balanced. So it's not necessarily just a once in a while thing because they're not huge and they're not like overly stuffed and they're not sugar bombs. So they are more of a daily thing.
Yeah,
I think
they're appropriate.
Yeah, and then there's the savory side as well. So people a lot of times are confused by savory pastries, but we probably sell more savory than sweet some days.
Yeah, I'm
Depending on the day.
For sure. So what's next with you guys, with the business, with are you venturing into other Bulgarian foods that you might start to offer now that you've got your...
So we started expanding our menu, for sure. We started some sandwiches. You can see how actually the bread is a little bit more different than you can find here. So it's more like wrapped up in the dough, so not everything goes around when you're eating. Which
very well
is
contained.
Yes. We started some of the salads, and we have a couple cakes as well. Even yesterday we tried something new. That is a chocolate walnut sponge cake. It's called garage. And when we tried it, I didn't even think about that. It's actually gluten free. Finally, we have vegan and gluten free and dairy free options. Basically, we have options for everybody. So, yeah.
So people have asked us a lot for gluten free options, and that's hard when you're making, when you're a bread bakery, and it feels more like a specialized thing that other bakeries are better equipped to handle. But we've definitely, the vegan line does really well. All the vegan pastries do really well. We've expanded some of those options. There's dairy-free ones. And then this cake that they made just happens to be gluten-free. And we thought, oh, finally we have something for every single person who comes in who asks for all the options. Although the gluten-free cake is not also dairy-free, though. We have to, that would be another level.
Yeah, you gotta pick your...
Yeah, that would be another level.
You can't have it all.
You can't have it all.
You can't have it all.
No.
Come
Yeah,
on.
pick and choose.
We have other dairy-free options.
Yeah.
So, how many customers will be dairy-free, gluten-free, and vegan?
I don't know.
It's like
it's nice to have different choices, though. Yeah, like as you said, you would come to a market and see kind of a lot of different pastries that you can't really tell what's in them, and you can't really see the differences. And so now the line is expanding. So salads and sandwiches and stuff that makes more sense for lunch. More like loaves of bread, which we weren't doing at farmers markets before. That's new since we moved into this space. So yeah, trying new things and seeing what works.
trying to figure out a better and a little bit bigger menu, building the team, and we'll see after that.
Is there anything particular you want to let people know about your business that I haven't asked you about specifically?
That's the different things between both of us. I would say, I want just people, if they have any questions, to come and talk to me. I love talking. I love talking at the bakery. So just...
And at farmers markets.
Yeah, anywhere. But just come and talk to us. And yeah, we can go from there.
You have an accent, but you understand English, so talk to
I understand English a little bit.
I'll tell you a story about pastry.
I can tell my story. Yeah,
I think people should just come and try it. So it is different. So I think what has worked so well this last few years is that there is a large group of people in Pittsburgh who have Eastern European background or European background, or maybe their grandparents or great-grandparents, so they recognize some of this stuff. And there used to be a lot more bakeries like this, a couple generations ago, and they've sort of disappeared. So for that group, it's obvious, come and get sort of the flavor that they would know from the past. But then a lot of others are just willing to try something new. It's different. We try to keep the prices accessible, so people can come frequently and try new things, and it doesn't have to be just a once in a while treat. So even if it looks different, or it looks weird, we know we don't have donuts yet, and we don't have cookies yet, but there's still something worth trying.
On donuts and cookies?
Donuts, no.
Bulgarian.
Cookies, Bulgarian cookies, yes.
Yeah,
because the donuts in Bulgaria never was a big thing.
No, you just made them at home.
Yeah.
No,
Donut
this donut
holes.
house, yes.
Donut holes.
So for this
Your
one, we need a
inspiration.
little bit different setup in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So maybe in the future, if we do some upgrades in the kitchen, we can do it. But right now, we can fry. I think so.
But we get a lot of people coming in, just looking at the counter, and be like, "You don't have donuts?" And then we say, "No, we don't have donuts," and they leave. But it's worth trying something, even if it's not a donut.
You call yourself a bakery.
Yeah. Different things, but there's definitely worth something trying.
No, that's weird. Because like you can go into Lago Marandine and be like, you don't have donuts.
Yeah.
Come on. Jeez, I'm sorry you have to deal with that. Americans.
Well, it's just, I mean, if you're looking for a donut and that's what you want, and you walk into a bakery and they don't have one, then, maybe you have to go to the next bakery.
Not your grandma's bakery.
Yeah, it's a little different.
It's my grandma's bakery.
I love that. That's perfect. All right. Well, anything else that you guys want to mention?
No, that's everything. If you try, you like it, share. If you don't like it, just come and tell us. That's the way how I was trying to tell in Bulgaria, in my town, it's a very small community, and usually people talk more. We didn't have the Google reviews and Instagram, and that helped me kind of develop my recipes over the years because I will meet these people every day. It's 10,000 people. It's basically Bloomfield, and I was the 25th bakery over there. And if something goes wrong, they'll tell me. So most of the people, they're afraid. For me, that is a great feedback. When if something it's not right, if you don't know if something is wrong, how are you gonna fix it? In my town, it was easy because people, they're pretty open to tell you. They're pretty straightforward. It's
Very
like,
direct.
your banitsa was like there was not enough cheese, or it was too greasy, or it's gonna be some. But they will tell you right away, and that's how we can improve and just progress. And from the 25th bakery, when I opened doors, I became the second biggest one at some point. I had 12 employees in 2007, so it was a big journey. The advertising over there was completely different. Everything what I needed to do was just to make the grandmas to like me, which is easy. I'm young. I have natural charm for the old ladies. So, and because in Bulgaria people live generation in the same house, if grandma tells you to go to the bakery, to this bakery, you have to go or you're gonna be in trouble. You can't say no to grandma. So here it requires more Instagram and Facebook thing, but I would like to say share. Then bring your friends over here. Trace is amazing setup to grab a coffee or beer, whatever. Nice sitting area over there as well. You can bring our pastries. They've been tremendous neighbors. So
I have done that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you guys are open Tuesday through Sunday. The only day you're closed is Monday, which is why we're doing this today.
Yeah.
You're here on Main Street next to Trace, and you're at the Squirrel Hill Farmers Market. On Sundays, you're at the East Liberty Indoor
market on Saturday.
Market.
Yeah.
East Liberty
We're at Sweetly every Saturday as well, from 9 to 1. We're in Lawrenceville again because we skipped 1 year.
Yeah, we're back at Lawrenceville.
We're back in Lawrenceville.
Tuesday afternoons, yeah.
Yes, and every other day, every other Thursday, we're in downtown market, and we have a couple of spots on the north side as well, which are we're excited. We hoped we're gonna be the full time because north side and Lawrenceville and Sweetly were one of the first year markets, and I'm kind of attached to this market. I like them, yeah. Especially Sweetly and Warrensville, that were the first places where I just said, hey, you have amazing food, just bring it, without too much questioning and too much like,
They were very inviting.
Yeah. And the customers are amazing. It's just,
Yeah, that's great.
yeah.
So people can place orders. Do you do like catering stuff, that sort of thing? Is it all on your website?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
We do.
It's not all of our website. Again, we like to talk to customers to kind of narrow what they need actually, because we can do some things that it's just specific, like for the event with the special braided breads.
Yeah, we can do
or
custom
the
orders.
weddings with the bites, or
We do something called Banitsa bites, which are really great for a cookie table, and we can do sweet ones or savory ones. So those
classic Pittsburgh cookie table.
So those go really
nice.
well for weddings and graduation. That's like a great catering order for parties. But then we also have requests, call us and we'll figure out what works. So we've gotten a request for a specific type of bread for a ceremony that a group was doing when they had their convention here in Pittsburgh. So I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that we can do. We just, you know, need somebody to let us know what they need, and we'll figure it out.
So the key is to
just email
talk
us.
to you guys.
Yeah, email us or call us,
Oh, yeah.
and we'll
Very
work something
accessible.
out. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, Molly, Jak, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I really appreciate it. It was great talking with you.
It was great talking
Thank
to you
you.
too. Thank you, Shelley.
With Bowl and Spoon is written, produced and hosted by Shelley Danko Day. Original theme song was written and performed by Paul LeBreeze and friends. You can listen to With Bowl and Spoon wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe, like, review and share. Follow us and send us questions or messages on Facebook and Instagram at With Bowl and Spoon. Thanks for listening.
Not your grandma's bakery.
Yeah, it's a little different.
It's my grandma's bakery.